anybody that can hear me, why, I'd sure appreciate a signal report. And I'll try and hang in as long as I can. You're doing a good job, Skip. Hang in there, buddy. Back to you. K6LGL and the group.
He needs more power. The southern launch is eating him up. So anyway, by the way, you're about 35 to 40 S9 into Hesperia, NY6L.
Yeah, you're about 30 over in the Joshua Tree, but you got a lot of hum too there, Steve.
Hello. Thanks, guys. Boy, a lot of really strong southbound influence tonight, however. KL still no left.
You really need to get some more power out there because the southern moth is just eating you up. So please get your transmitter or something up with more power because it's really hard to begin to hear you. NY6L.
Other 5VXE, Ted's trying to check in. Back to you, Skip.
Busy with more than just our AM here too, so well, see what we do with the old 832 there, Skip. Good weather here, 5 degrees the other morning here, not much snow, but so it goes, and well, off to Mexico here. W5VXE,
We're in the Joshua Tree there, Ted. Back to you, Skip.
Stop here, 25 over S9, 20 to 25 over S9. KFS, if difficulty copying you, that might be an alternative. Also direct, at least up to this neck of the woods, you're 20 over S9. A nice front signal sign. I will say that I am quite surprised that you're going so well tonight. The band is probably a little longer than we would maybe. But anyway, on KFS, for those that are bothered by the southern moss, may I suggest that you take advantage of Craig's new KFS feature that's been there for a while.
Yeah, that's probably KV6 BKM. I forget his name. He used to check in about 10, 15 years ago. He used to be a regular.
Okay, let me get confirmation. Is it kilowatt Delta 6, Bravo kilowatt November? And also give me your name phonetically a couple of times, very slow. Okay. All right, here's the information. I heard Walter a lot better that time. Had to, as Steve said, you have to move the synchronous AM upper sideband just a little bit. All right. So here's I did have the call correct. Kilo Baker 6, Baker King Nancy. Kilo Baker 6, Baker King Nancy, and his name is Walter. Whiskey Alpha Lima Tango Echo Radio, Walter. And yeah, he's been in here before. I got his QRZ page up. He's a handsome young man. And I think his PTH is Novato, California. QSL, Skip?
Okay, I thought that makes part of that. I think what was known as TBC to BKM used to be a regular check-in on the AMI net, especially here on Wednesday. So pass along the name and repeat it a couple of times.
Oh my goodness. Bill, there's another picture.
Okay, the name is Walter.
In the middle.
Walter, Whiskey,
With
Alpha, Lima, Tango, Echo, Radio. Whiskey Alpha, Lima, Tango, Echo, Radio. Walter. QSL?
Okay, Walter, I got it. Okay, thank you, Kevin. Appreciate it. Yeah, he's a little up and down.
Trouble sending, retry. I don't know how to say. Well, they have to take it outside.
2LM and the 2SB and all kinds of others. But we got well checked in there. Thank you. He's number 18 on my list. Appreciate the visit. And we have a little check-in to the West Coast AMI Wed coming up at 8 o'clock. We anticipated host should be W6 Hotel Charlie X-ray or designated alternate. The 6LGL here in Santa Monica taking the earlies. Over.
Oh, man.
W6JUS. John, are you near a microphone there? You got the big mammoth fired up? W6JUS, K6LGL.
Right. Yeah. That's right.
Maybe. So John, how things going with you there? Do you have any gigs scheduled here in the next couple of weeks? W6JUS, K6LGL.
Nope, I haven't heard John yet. He's here in San Diego.
Hey, Stuart, W6JUS here. Been dozing a little bit. Very strenuous day. But we got a new flying for the tour. And so I feel better. Celebrate as well, too. Maybe make me really good night.
Yeah, that's what it was. I see the carrier dropped off. That's good, John. Well, you put your hand on what you love, and that's very, very important. Very important. You keep up with that's about it. Okay. No. You still got a good signal there, George, from your part of San Diego there. So let me check this out. We're going to raise the signal out there in Joshua to KD6VWS, K6LGL.
But she had tendency to tell the truth. And so, you know what? So that Sunday morning we were supposed to go to church. We did not remember. We've already changed before we got there. We didn't know that. But we should graduate. Yeah, Skip, it's really kind of hard to hear you. But, don't get me wrong, Skip. Do you need help with those transmitters? When Jeff gets back, KK6IRZ, he can get you back up on the air in a week or two and get you back up on the air if you want his help. Or I guess we'll have to get you a GoFundMe for a transmitter. GoFundMe, so get you something where you're strong enough when you take check-ins, because it's just terrible to hear all this southern moss, and it's just eating you up. And please don't get me wrong, but something's got to be done soon, or somebody else needs to take over.
Is always 2020.
Better. NY6L Hysteria.
Okay, well, I appreciate your comments, but I can only do so much at any given time. So, the system,
And I'm telling you, John, that is a fact.
better physically, I can move it around a little bit better, and that makes it a lot easier. Yeah, I'm familiar enough with the circuit that, I can find a problem in both.
Skip, what's your transfer to NY6L?
Yeah, he is.
But the 500...
I don't hear him. NY6L standing by.
Too cheesy, too much.
Okay, all stations stand by. Skip's transmitting.
Design. I have a 400.
Alright, 7:30. I'm good there.
Final, but
I gotta get up in the morning at some point.
it's in a different cabinet, and
I'll catch y'all tomorrow.
that can run about 3,500 volts on the plate, and that'll put out about 600-700 watts, but it's got great cooling.
Yeah, good idea.
It's harder to modulate. I have to finish the modulator. And I was thinking modulating it originally with a 3 or 4 TL single, but the impedance mismatch is a problem there. So I dropped that idea. Okay. This is George, W6HDX. George, are you there? K6LGL, Santa Monica.
Yes, Skip.
We're standing by.
Kind of wished I had got spooky up there.
Okay, can you hear me well enough if I read you the list? If not, then maybe Ron could do it for us. But are you copying me well enough to receive the list? And welcome aboard, George.
Yeah, go ahead, Skip. Ready to copy whenever you're ready to go.
Okay, well, all right.
It wasn't
Thank
just
you very
her.
much.
There was a few other pictures and,
the first one I checked in was KD6VWS,
with us.
Ron, Kilowatt Delta 6 Victor Whiskey Sierra,
land 4
from Joshua Tree,
There's things like that.
followed
So
by
sometimes
W7LTG Francisco
few and far between.
from Nevada there. W7 Lima Tango Golf, Francisco. And then followed by N6WHK Phil in La Mesa. N6 Whiskey Hotel Kilo Phil in La Mesa. Then followed by KN6IYC Larry, San Diego area. Kilowatt November 6th India Yankee Charlie, KN6IYC Larry. And then followed by WA6JUS John in Claremont Mesa, San Diego. Whiskey Alpha 6 Juliet Uniform Sierra John. And then K6IRD possibly and W6IRD. Green 610, possibly Sharon. I'm not sure whether Sharon will be there or not. But check in W6IRD, K6IRD, and then WA6JKN, Gilroy.
Can't remember all the names now, but
WA6 Juliet Kilowatt November, Jack Kings and
Nines. Guitars. I played drums.
And then number 10, K668.
Rhythm guitar, and we had a local gal.
And Woodland Hill.
Whose name I can't remember. That played the organ. And she was great, man. She could do 3 onions like you wouldn't believe. So she did better than record. But we're always there.
We're just hearing a lot of Southern Moss in there, George. Were you able to copy that? They need any repeats or relays?
Yes, Skip. I just missed one. I got ZTA, Ron, the last one. But after Ron VWS, I got a W7 and then static watch you out there. So right after VWS, go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, then the others, when you checked in after K658, W6YEC, George, and Lemon Grove, W6 Yankee Echo Charlie, W6YEC, and then the long friend of Mojana, go back to many years, was K6KMN, Doug. Kilowatt Mexico November. K6KMN, Doug. He's up in Lancaster. Nice signal. So after Doug, we have NY6L, J in Hesperia, November 6 Lima, J.
We didn't have anything going. She was just
After J, KL70F, Steve in Dallas, Arizona. Kilowatt Lima 7, Oscar Foxtrot, KL70F, Steve in Dallas.
It is.
And then W5EXC, Ted in Los Alamos. Whitlock is the location. Mexico, Los Alamos County. W5 Victor, X-ray Echo, Ted. And then followed by W6W, Dave in Tarzana. W6W, Whiskey, Juliet 6 Whiskey, and then KF6S KF6 Sierra, Yankee Delta in Long Beach. Nice signal from him. And last but not least was KB6 BKN, Walter. I think that's Kilowatt Bravo 6 Bravo Kilo November, Walter. And he's up in Northern California. Kilowatt kilowatt November, Walter. And that was the last one I checked in. And K6LGL attempting that, and I want to thank KD6VWS for help, and Jay, NY6L, my two external ears. Little green light. Contact George.
Okay, Skip, I need to follow up right after George, YEC, and then one after W70F, Dave. Those two I missed. Come again.
Okay, after 70F, W5 Victor X-ray Echo, W5VXC, Ted in Whitehawk, New Mexico, W5VXC, and before that was NY6L, November Yankee 6 Lima, over.
Okay, Skip, and then after Dave, W70F, give me that one.
Okay, after Echo, W5VXC, W5 Victor X-ray Echo, Ted in Whitehawk, New Mexico, W5AXC, then WJ6W, Dave in Tarzana, followed by KF6SYD, Steve, and then followed by KB6BKO, Bravo 6 Bravo kilowatt November, that's Walt in California. Over.
Okay, I think got it all. Skip, your signal came back up there. It was dropping down into the noise. Okay, in case, and I suppose we should talk about at some point whether we want to continue this thing at 8 o'clock or eventually slip back into 7 o'clock. But maybe we should get some opinions as we go through the night tonight. Anyhow, before we get started on the AMI net, let's do a tune-up, guys. Go ahead.
KF6SYD.
Analyze the self-experience.
Okay, guys, I think we let the world know that in western United States, AM radio is alive and well and very active. In fact, we're radioactive tonight. Anyhow, we'll get this net started. AMI net meets every Wednesday night. Frequency 38 once a week on 3870. Has done so for many years. It is the premier Western AM net for all these great operators that operate on AM. Host tonight is George WA6HCX. We're located in the Santa Ynez Valley. We're running a Collins 20V at low power tonight. AMI number 951, and tonight we'll see what comes up. But anyhow, make comments about as we go through the list. Make comment as to what your feeling is about the time. And yes, Skip, if we get somebody over to your place there to put the 500 back up on the air, that would be great. Okay, with that, we'll go through the list in a minute. Stick around for a roundtable following the net. So with that, do we have any other people that are waiting to check in? Please come now. Okay, I did not copy anything. Skip, K6LGL. Go ahead, Skip.
W68CX from the West Coast AMI Wed, Wednesday edition. K6LGL, sticking
Okay, Skip, very good. Yeah, we had a lot of noise on the net. And for those people that can hear me, if anyone has a lead on a Gold King 500 modulator, or an entire 500 for that matter, let me know. I'll buy it. A Gold King 500 modulator or a full Gold King 500. You're going to get skipped with additional powers. Okay, next up, Ron, 36 BWS. Go ahead, Ron.
All right, thank you, George. WA6HCX, KD6VWS. Ron here in Joshua Tree, And tonight I'm running the Valiant version 1, 150 watt carrier, feeding it with the Turner plus 3 microphone, receiving on the MC125. Got the 2 multiplier, just 2 multiplier. So I can still split and a few other mute stations. And all that's going to cover your 4 watt meters. SA-2040 heat kit antenna tuner, coax to the embed long wire, about 25 feet, quarter wave counterpoise off the shield, going down onto the ground, and AMI 1671, and no on the swap of the round table. And after me, we were asking what that call sign is. It's W7LTG Francesca. So she's the one that will be coming up next. W7LTG. So back to you, George. W8WS.
Okay, Ron. We have all this garbage on the frequency, but you're able to punch through. By the way, did you copy, who was it? I have a W7 and that's all I got. Following you. Remember who that is? Ron Boyd.
Yeah, that's Whiskey 7 Lima Tango Golf. That's Francesca up in northern Nevada. Over.
Okay, Ron. Thank you. W7 Lima Tango blank. Your turn. Go ahead.
Blank? Oh my gosh. W7. Love that girl. W7 Lima Tango Golf. In Spanish Springs, Nevada, 20 miles north of Reno, up here in the high desert, which is snowed in today. I'm stuck home. I can't get out of the garage. Snow's up in the door, and we just can't go anywhere tonight. So I'm home for the first time in a long time on Wednesday and Monday. So this might could be back on the AM once in a while, but it's been a long time. George, I know you've been here. Everybody's name's George. People like not this bad. But anyway, you got Francesca, YL, in Spanish Springs, running a Johnson's Audience. 150 watts out, 400 watts peaking. On going to a Dow key and a 7583 college receiver, a D104 amplifier mic on a 8-band dipole going to a tuner. And so she's up more than 20 feet. That's the highest we can get here in Spanish Springs to the HOAs. But band dipole looks pretty good with that low range, but low noise too as well. But yeah, we get out pretty good here. It's hard to get to you guys before you guys were doing it at 7 o'clock. During the summer, it's impossible because this is a nighttime band. So my opinion is 8 o'clock throughout the whole year, and I think we'll be fine. You'll probably hear out-of-staters. And there's a lot of out-of-staters just gave up coming to you guys net because you guys started too early. So keep it up at 8 o'clock, my opinion, George. And there'll be no swap, no round table for me. It's good to be back on once in a while, and hope you can hear me, George. It's W7.
This is W6 IRD. Check me out.
Back to net.
I got you, Wayne. Wayne, did you have something to say there? Oh, anyhow, LTG. Yeah, the signal came up there. Very nice. And that's your opinion. 8 o'clock. Keep it at 8 o'clock. Okay, next up, N6WHK Phil. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. November 6th, Whiskey Hotel Kilo picking it up. I'm using KFS tonight on quite a few other stations. A few of them are very strong, very copyable. But a few of them I gotta use KFS. Anyway, number 1661. 1 Viking Ranger, Hammerlin HQ 110, L4B, starting about 200 watts, Johnson Matchbox, to keep everything in check, D104, non-amplified, and SB610, to keep an eye on the pattern to make sure it's looking good. And it does look good at the moment. About 285 feet of wire in configuring it, and that's what I come up with. So, and the diamond configuration loop. So with that, back to net control. I won't be here for the round table. I don't think it's going to be that great. So, 7-3 to everybody, and November 6th, Whiskey Hotel Kilo.
Okay, so very good. By the way, nice signal. Your signal came up beautifully there. So, 2-5 copy, no problem. So doing a great job tonight with the setup there at the station. So congratulations. Okay, next up, KN6IYC. Go ahead, your turn.
Swap and no on the round table. And you know what I think about it? Completely destroyed. And I think we should just go ahead and hope that
Okay, very good. By the way, 2-5 signal. You're punching through like some of the others. Just fantastic tonight. Had some great AM stations here. And be able to just, like a cleaver, cut through the garbage. Just cut through the garbage. Okay, next up, John, WA6JUS. Go ahead, John. John, WA6JUS. Are you there? Ron, could you give him a call?
Yeah. John, WA6JUS. Sure turn. KD6VWS.
I was afraid of that. I heard about some of these weird lights at night coming down. Obviously, some outer space creatures, and they've come down, and unfortunately, I think they got John tonight. I think they kidnapped John, but usually they return their victims, so we'll look forward to that. Wayne and or Sharon, or both. W6IRD, go ahead, Wayne.
I think he checked out. I think he, the comment that he made earlier was that he wanted to be dropped, I believe. Did you hear that, Ron?
Okay, yeah, I guess I missed. Didn't copy that down. Okay, next up, WA6JKN. Kevin, where in the hell are you tonight? You're one of those world travelers. You're scooting around from here and there and everywhere around the country. So where are you tonight? WA6JKN. Go ahead, Kevin.
Okay, good evening, George. Thank you for taking the net. Got a good signal tonight. Hearing everybody just fine. Skip was 20, almost 20 over S9. So it's really a propagation thing, you know. I think that's what it is. But there are some rough nights. That's for sure. But anyway, this is Kevin. QTH is Gilroy, California. Gilroy is located about 75 miles south of San Francisco. And Gilroy is also known as the garlic capital of the world. And you probably hear a machine going in the background. We got some furniture being professionally cleaned. So anyway, getting ready for a bridal shower for one of my granddaughters. That's going to be held this Saturday. We'll have, so far we have 40 people on the list that will be attending. I will be setting things up, and then once I complete my my to-do list, I'm going to be kicked to the curb for the rest of the day. So I'm going to probably go out and do some shopping at the hardware store, take in some restaurants and things like that. Maybe find myself a nice big juicy prime rib. Yep. So anyway, I want to give an update on digital pre-distortion. I do have that installed on the ICOM 7610, and it's working really well. It's knocking down the third order IMD down to about 60 dB. That is just absolutely incredible. So I'm going to be running that from now on when I use the newer technology. Okay, let's see what else. Really no other comments other than I'm copying everybody. Want to say hello to Steve there, OF, and Ted. Ted, you're coming through very nicely there. And Walt, yeah, KB6VKN, Walt down there. It's good to hear you back. Good signal, by the way. And IRD said that he was checking out. That's all he said. I'm checking out. So that's what happened there. Phil had a good signal. LTG, your audio was way too high. Flat popping. But otherwise, nice strong signal. Let's see what else comments did I make here. ZPA, you're doing really well. I'm glad that you have your Variac. You found one that's like, what'd you say, 4 times the capability? That's beautiful. All right, well, Ron and Skip, thank you for the earlies, and George, thank you for running the net tonight. You always do a wonderful job. So back to you, sir. WA6HCX. Oh, did I say what rig I was on tonight? I'm on the Collins KW1 with the Collins 75A4 as a receiver. Back to you, George. WA6 Juliet Kilowatt November.
Okay, Kevin, very good. Hey, the KW1 is doing a beautiful job as usual, and congratulations on the shower for the granddaughter there. Obviously, you're not going to be bored in the next several days, so and we won't try to interfere with you. Obviously, you're going to be very, very busy. Anyhow, beautiful signal, by the way, from Gilroy tonight. Okay, next up, Ron, K6 ZTA. Ron, go ahead.
All right, very good. Thank you, George. Yeah, WA6HCX K6ZTA. The handle is Vaughn Victor Oscar November, and we're in Woodland Hills. My AMI number is 1757, and we're running the Viking 2 barefoot, and we've got an SX96 receiver, and the microphone is a D104, and the antenna is an inverted V. Yeah, well, I'll tell you, right now, signals are clear as a bell, and I don't hear any sidebanders. Okay, that's probably not conditions. I think they all went to bed. Oh boy, it was tough earlier. I'm telling you, it was tough. So I don't know if 7 o'clock would be better. Maybe not. Right now, signals are pristine and very clear. So, okay. No on the swap, no on the round table. Thank you, George, and take care. WA6HCX K6ZTA.
Okay, Vaughn, very good. I apologize. My writing is terrible here. Anyhow, by the way, beautiful signal. Wow. The band's apparently opening up, or you just put an extra kilowatt on your carrier there. But Vaughn, coming through beautifully. Q5 copy. Absolute pleasure to hear it. Okay, next up, George. W6YEC. What is happening in Lemon Grove these days? I get the LA Times. I'm looking for stories like that, but Lemon Grove has not shown up on the in the newspaper recently. Go ahead, George.
All right, George. Well, let's hope it stays that way. If it shows up on the LA Times, we've got some real problems. Anyway, yeah, it seems to be peaceful down here. No riots, no burning buildings, no thrashing the stores. It's not San Francisco, that's for sure. So we're grateful for that. Anyway, good to hear you. Thanks for running the net. You know, looking at how things settle down, I think we ought to leave well enough alone. Probably leave it at 8 o'clock like it is. Because as soon as you start moving it around, it'll play tricks on us. So I think we're in good shape. We just have to go with the flow. You know, it's part of the whole AM tradition, dealing with these conditions. So it sharpens us as operators. Unless you're a super tech like Kevin, and you can put different circuitry in there to cut things out. It makes you practice your skill, your craft, I guess you could say. Thank you. We're running the old normal equipment here, a Viking Ranger 2 driving a Sugar Baker 220 for about 350 watts of power, AKG microphone, and a Behringer equalizer. And then listening on a Hammerland HT110 Alpha. And all that going to a tuner, and homemade feed line going up to our full-wave loop up about 40 feet or so. In fact, there was somewhat of a focal point on our vintage net, talking about loops and all kinds of different antenna configurations. But I think the loop ended up being maybe the superior antenna for the most part. Anyway, lots of nice conversation on Tuesday night. Thanks, George. Go for our roundtable down here. And John, be sure to call him again. He might have fallen asleep. I think what happened, it wasn't an alien, George, it was the Sandman came and got him. And that's what happened before when we were looking for him. So, if you speak loud enough, you might wake him up and get him in front of the microphone talking. Anyway, that's my perspective. We'll see you later. Everybody have a good night and a good week. WA6 HCX, W6YEC, and we're listening here.
Okay, George, very good. By the way, quieting signal there, Q5, 20 over. 20 over. Very, very nice operation tonight. So we'll catch you next week. Next up, Ted, W5BXE. Go ahead, Ted.
HCX, W5BXE. Well, I thought we had, we also had overextended here. But anyway, I'll go ahead here. George will finally copy me direct here. I had to use KFS earlier, but we had too many sidebanders to the east here. I think they finally went to sleep here. Even the CD591 slicer here, an upper sideband wasn't doing it, but the GPR 90 is doing fine here. We're on an old homebrew rack here, the M33A here, modulated 4-125s, Windy speech up, old microphone here, and a D104 stand here, but it's got a MC127 element out of an old JT30 aesthetic microphone. And my RMI number's 1286. And we're in Flat Rock, New Mexico here. Just about 1 mile west of the Rio Grande here. And about 1,000 feet higher here. The Rio Grande here is bottom of canyon here at about Denver altitude here. No swamp, no round table tonight, and just good to get direct copy on the old GPR 90 tonight here. George, back to you in the group here. W6HCX, W5VXE.
Okay, Ted, by the way, peaking at 10 over. There's a beautiful signal tonight coming from New Mexico. Great job. Just doing a great job with that transmitter. Okay, next up, from the high desert. The high desert. Does that mean that people living there usually are high? Or is it just the elevation? I'm not too sure. Anyhow, Jay, NY6L, go ahead. Jay, NY6L, are you still there?
If he was, he'd be blowing my socks off.
I know. I've got a little note. I'll put a little squirrely here on my tablet here. Okay, next up, W7OF. Go ahead, your turn.
I think that's KL7OF, George.
KL7OF. Was that Dave? Go ahead.
Contact, George.
Go ahead.
After, I remember you asking who was after George, W6YEC. Well, that is K6KMN, Kilo 6, Kilo Mike November. He was after George. Go ahead, George.
Okay, very good. That's right. K6, KMN, Kilo Mike November. Go ahead.
Yeah, WA6HCX and the net K6KMN. Well, I represent the high desert since Jay wasn't able to respond. Yeah, he lives about, I guess about 50 miles east of me. Anyway, nevertheless, the weather is miserable up here in the high desert. The wind is blown like a banshee, and the temperature was down. I got up this morning, and the dog's water bowl was frozen over, so I had to find another bowl to give her some water. And anyway, that being said, Hey, I'd like to say hello to a lot of people that I haven't talked to in quite some time, and of course I've talked to KL70F Steve, and usually he's up in Washington, but so I guess this time he was down in. I wonder why he was so strong. Down in Arizona. So, and hello to Dave, WJ7, WJ6W. Nice to hear you on again. And George, W6YEC. I wondered why you weren't in my logging program, but I realized that all the entries were with your old calls, with the B in the beginning, so that's why I didn't see you come up in the logging program. So let's see, well, hello to you, George. It was nice to visit you. It was a number of years ago that I visited you. We had a meeting up there. It was a swap meet type of a meeting, and that was very nice visiting your facility up there on the hill. And with that being said, the reason that I have been far and few between getting on the net is the antennas. I have not been able to put up an antenna system that would work on 75 meters. I mean, I had something that would work, but not very well at all, and I didn't get good signal reports. So I wasn't on very often. Maybe every 2 or 3 years I get out there and try to force my signal with brute force to be heard. But I did design a new antenna, and it works really well. I also put up a new tax speed for the higher HF bands, which works wonderfully well. It's like starting ham radio all over again. I'm talking to East European stations like they're local or something. So that worked out quite well. But I put up this wire antenna, which is actually part of the original antenna, and it's in a loop configuration. The total length is 245 feet, but it's off-center fed, and it's an open-end loop, and so the original part was the 25 feet of coax going to a balun, and then 35 feet of ladder line, or window line they call it, up to the feeding point, and then 65 feet on one side, and 180 feet on the other side. And it was just by chance that I happened to find a place where the VSWR was low on 80, 40, and 10 meters. Unbelievably, this antenna works great on 10. So that's what got me back on here with a signal with a decent. The receive is terrific. I copied almost everybody that checked in tonight. So good signals all the way around. So we'll be on more often now that I know this thing works well on 75. So good evening to everyone, and enjoy the cool weather wherever you are. And I'm not enjoying this the cold wind. It's not too bad if the wind's not blowing, but you know how it is up in the high desert with the wind. Anyway, back to you, George. Let's see, where did I leave the pad here? WA6HCX, and the net K6KMN.
Okay, very good, K6KMN. What a beautiful signal tonight. You doing a great job. Just solid coming through. And I hope to hear Steve KL70F in the near future. It's been a while since I've been able to talk to him. Okay, before we go to Dave, anyone else want to check in before we continue with the net? Go ahead.
JUS is back. NA708.
Okay, got you, Bob. And John, yeah, go ahead, John, pick it up.
Okay, I had a telephone call. I had to straighten out something. I have to go out to Alpine on Friday and run a PA system for an open mic out there. It's kind of a problem, but it's got resolved, so I'm sorry if I missed my turn. Thanks, George, YEC. Anyway, 1258 and the Big Mamu, and it keeps chugging away, but there's some things I should do to it, but the transmitter's okay. Back to net.
Okay, yeah, very good, John. Nice signal, by the way. Nice and solid. Apparently, it does work out 8 o'clock very well. Okay, next up, Dave, WJ6W, the voice of Tarzana. Let's hear what's happening tonight, Dave.
Okay, George, good evening to you and to the group here. WJ6W, Dave here in Tarzana. Running tonight our super senior transmitter and listening on my standby modern radio, the ICOM 7300 tonight. And boy, what beautiful conditions tonight, boy. Everyone's just blasting in here, really. Ted, VXE, great to hear you, good and loud from out there in New Mexico. I didn't write down the S meter reading for you, but it was solid. And Doug, KMN, yeah, nice to hear you after all this time. So very good. And you were a solid 30 over here, so your new antenna setup is working pretty good down here in the valley. So very good. Let's see. Well, that said, I guess I would vote for keeping the net at 8 o'clock. I guess we're the only one running 8 o'clock. All the other nets are at 7. But I think there is a chance that we would have less interference from out east staying at 8 o'clock, at least a better chance of it, no guarantee, obviously. Unless conditions just really go bad consistently, I would vote for staying here at 8 o'clock. Well, let's see. Tonight I'm working on a DeRoe DAP 310, which is our friend Mike DeRoe, KO6NM's original product that made him famous in the broadcast world. And I've been working on that and changing electrolytics in it. And as I work tonight, it's sounding better and better as I change them. And I talked to Mike not long ago. I guess it was last week. Had some questions on the unit. And that was built and designed in the 1970s, so it's fairly old broadcast gear. Anyway, he says hi to everybody. And he has some health issues. He has a heart issue. He has AFib, and he's waiting to get a pacemaker there in Wisconsin, where he lives now. So hopefully he'll get his ticker back on in rhythm and perk up really well. So we'll see him out here sometime after that when he's feeling better. So anyway, that's a report from Mike, who a lot of us know and miss here on the radio. It's been years since he's been on. So no swap. I'll stick around for the round table tonight, and I'll send it back to you, George. WA6HCX, WJ6W.
Okay, Dave. Very good news on Mike. Yeah, getting that pacemaker. It may get out of control, though. That's the only thing I worry about. I think I prefer him when he's a little, calm. But hopefully Kay will be able to be able to deal with that. And hopefully Christina is improving and doing well. Keep our fingers crossed there. So say hello to her for us. Okay, next up, Steve, KF6SYD from Long Beach. Go ahead, Steve.
Okay, George. KF6SYD, Steve in Long Beach. AMI 1708. And the transmitter tonight is the CCA AM 1000D. And the signals got pretty good in the last 15-20 minutes. Mostly for the last half hour, all the sideband interference is gone. And when I first turned things on at 7:30, it wasn't so great. So I don't see any advantage in moving to 7 o'clock. You know, there was a while when the band was like really nice at 7 o'clock, and by 8 o'clock it wasn't any good anymore. But that's not what's happening now. So I vote for just leaving it at 8 like we've had it. And let's see. Doug, K6KMN, good to hear you. I don't know if we've met, but congratulations on your HF antenna. That's interesting, the off-center fed with window line, and how you lucked out where it all wants to tune is right where you'd want it. So I know you'll have fun with that. Good to hear you. Great signal into Long Beach. And Dave, your signal was not so great when I first heard you talking to Skip, but now you're coming in quite nicely. So the band has gotten better since then. And cool on the DAP 310 and talking with Mike, and thanks for the update on Mike DeRoe. I'm glad he caught that and is going to get something done about that. I knew a guy once that got one of those pacemakers. He goes, man, I'm a new man. I should have gotten this a long time ago. He was really had a better quality of life after that. So we'll hope that, well, like George said, we hope Mike's not bouncing off the walls too badly. But we do like his calm demeanor. But I think he'll be feeling a whole lot better. I'm real happy for him. Looking forward to seeing him again sometime. So thanks, Dave, for the update on Mike. Yeah, George, I don't know. This winter is, well, the chickens molted and we saved the feathers, and I'm really, I don't know if tying more feathers to your ankles when you do the rain dance on Sunday night, it helps, but if it does, that's what I'm doing. We're really starting to fall short on the rain this year, so I hope you guys, you and your crew up in Santa Ynez are also joining in the effort to bring rain to our areas. It looks like we might need to give it a little help. Let's see. I'll stick around. Since Dave's going to stick around, I'll stick around too for the round table. And back to net control, WA6HCX. Great job tonight, George. KF6SYD.
Okay, stay probably 20 over. As usual, the beacon, I consider this the beacon from Long Beach. Blanket the frequency, which is great. And by the way, in addition to the rain dance, I have a new flagpole up. And I have, I'll describe it later. I won't bother with it tonight. But I have a rain flag, a very special rain flag. And I hoist that every day now. Just during daylight. It's like the American flag. I do not fly it at night in the dark. I don't have any spotlights yet, but when I get that, in the flying 24 hours a day, my rain flag for all of Southern California. Northern California can take care of itself. It gets soggy up there, but we could use some more. Anyhow, say hello to Valerie and your wife, and again, a great signal, Steve. It'll get you on the round table. Next up, Walt, K6BKN. Go ahead, Walt.
There's a little RF getting into your audio.
Okay, yeah, let me check the scope. Yeah, we'll have to do something about more grounding here. I don't hear Walt. Bob, NA7RH, go ahead, Bob.
Okay, very good, George. 706 HCX in the net, November Alpha 7 Radio Hotel. Bob here in the Phoenix area, running the old 60Q5 sweep tube special with an 8236 in the final and 4 1625s in parallel push-pull in the modulator. Out of the 1961-264 Bolero handbook. Not too much going on this evening, but everyone is coming in very nicely compared with earlier. I don't know how. I'm thinking 8 o'clock is better based on this evening for sure. And quite a few stations here are 20 over. W06, HCX, George here. But there's a lot of QSB out here. It's running from 5 to 20 over, and so the Dave and Steve, all 5 or 10 to 20 over. Anyway, nice, but everyone is very strong, and there's hardly any noise, and conditions are very wonderful this evening, just as everyone was saying. Okay, let's go with AMI number 15.3, back in the swamp, and I guess that's about it, George. No on the round table. The W6HCX and the NA7RH.
Okay, Bob, very good. By the way, that sweep tube rig, I love to hear it. I mean, 4-5, how is that? And yes, tonight, at the moment, we're getting some QSB here. But anyhow, great to hear you. Okay, anyone else before we go to the round table? Anyone else in this? Please come out. I'm not hearing anyone. We're posting that for, what is it? This is January 5th. 2024. My God, it's 2024 already. What happened at the turn of the century? Remember? Everybody remember? When we're going to turn 2000? Everything was going to collapse. Electronics, internet, everything. The world was going to collapse. And that was 24 years ago. Hard for me to believe. Anyhow, I want to thank everyone for participating tonight on the net. It really is enjoyable to hear all these incredible stations and of course the operators of these stations. It's something very, very special for me at least, and I think for a lot of other people to hear the AM community. So again, we'll close the net and open up the round table, and I think we have Dave and Steve. WJ6W. Go ahead, Dave.